Now, most new cars that you see on our channel only come to us for a few days and in some cases only for a few hours, which also means, unfortunately, we can't tell you how a car fares in terms of a typical ownership experience, and hence this video. Friends, welcome back to Car Talk. I'm your host Bunny Punia and this is my personal 2013 Mahindra XUV, and this one has done over 1,15,000 kilometers. I thought, why not use my own car to tell you how the XUV fares from a typical customer point of view. So if you're in the market looking for a big 7-seater for your family usage, stay tuned with us for the next few minutes. Now, the looks of the car are always a subjective point, but for me, the XUV looks fine even today. This first generation model has aged very well, and as compared to the current generation model, for me, this design stands out even today. Now, the body shell of the XUV is quite strong. It's a monocoque setup, and when you close the doors, you actually feel that reassuring thud. You hear that? Quite nice. Also, I've taken the XUV to Ladakh 6 times, and yet the alloy wheels have never suffered a damage, no crack and no alignment issues. So overall, you do feel that reassuringness in the body, in the alloy wheels and overall setup. Also, last year in the hills, a huge boulder fell from the mountain side and hit the A-pillar on the driver's side, and the XUV took the impact very well. So that's a plus point to Mahindra for that. Now, the interiors of the XUV have always been a strong point in terms of comfort and space in the first 2 rows. However, the third row is only best for small kids, and space behind the third row for your luggage is almost not there. In terms of features, well, way back in 2013, it was a very feature-loaded SUV, and all the features, they seem to work even today, including the cruise control and the Tiretronics. However, that said, the camera was a dealer fitment and is not working properly, as you can see in the video right now, and there have been a few electrical glitches. For example, the AC fan motor, it stopped working a few years back. I had to replace it under warranty, and the wiper nowadays is not working. Also, a small issue is the front armrest, which refuses to close properly after 5 years. Now, one of the biggest limitations of the XUV is the space in the third row, or the lack of it, and the lack of proper luggage space with the third row up. So if you're planning to travel with your kids, your families, and if this row is being used, there is hardly any space over here. The only option then you have is to put a roof carrier, and this thing is something that the cops can trouble you for. Now, most owners of the XUV will be spending a lot of time behind the wheel, and hence this particular parameter is very important. To begin with, it's a very easy car to drive, and that's because of 3 main things. A is the light steering, not very light at parking speeds, but the moment you start getting speeds above 20, 30, 40, it becomes very light. The clutch is also very light to use, and so is the gearbox, be it the upshifts or the downshifts. Even after 5 years, all these parameters are very good, which means your better half can very easily drive the XUV as well. In terms of performance and power, well, for the last few years, I've done multiple trips to Manali and to Ladakh, even with a full load of passengers, with the AC running and the luggage on the roof rack, and yet I've never faced an issue in terms of the power delivery or the torque that is available. Never felt short charged, be it the highway runs or going up to the world's highest motorable roads. So in terms of power, performance, torque, you will never face an issue with the engine. Also, it's mechanically very strong. No failures, no issues with the engine so far. I'm still running on the stock clutch after so many kilometers and so many trips, so that's a very strong point about the XUV. Kitna deti hai? Well, on the highways at 9500 with the AC running, you can easily expect 15 to 16 kmpl, which is very good for a vehicle of this size and this segment. In the city traffic, I've been getting a very regular 11 to 12 with the AC running, but mind you, the display that shows you the fuel economy display is off by 10%. So in case you are seeing 12 on the display, that's actually around 11 kmpl. Now, as much as I like the XUV for the performance and the fuel economy part, I don't like it for the suspension part. In the last few years, I've got so many parts replaced of the suspension, both under warranty and after paying from my pocket, and yet the balance between ride and comfort or that stable feel at highway speeds is just not coming. If I have a couple of passengers on board, I'm doing 80, 85, 90, and if I go over undulations, the rear just keeps moving all over the place, and that's not something that inspires confidence in the driver. Also, because of the suspension which is not acting up in the right way, the rear tires are wearing out very fast. My front ones still have around 50% life left, but the rear ones only have 20% life left. So a bad suspension can also mean the tires will go off very fast. One thing I really want to mention is the AC of the XUV. I usually keep it at around 22 setting. It's a climate control, and I also use the eco indicator over here, and yet it's a chiller, including in peak traffic. You are doing start-stop runs in traffic with the sun blaring out, 44-45 degrees, never an issue with the AC. So that's again a very strong point of the XUV. If you're gonna be driving in the North Indian suburbs with the family, the AC will keep them happy. The NVH levels, which is the noise, vibration, harshness levels, they were quite nice to begin with in the initial few years. But what happens nowadays is that yes, the engine sound remains away, the road noise remains away, but the body rattles have started coming in. So if I go over a pothole, for example, I will hear squeaks and rattles from all parts of the XUV, which is again not a good thing. One area where the XUV really excels is the ergonomics part. You can adjust your seat and the steering very easily for all kind of drivers, and everything falls into your hands. The controls for the steering, the armrest, the gear lever, the controls for the climate control. So also the visibility part is excellent. As you can see right now, I have 100% visibility of what's going around on the road. Also, this conversation mirror comes very handy, not really present in the segment, and this is something you can use to keep an eye on your kids sitting at the back. Now, a lot of people who will want to buy an expensive vehicle want to know the servicing cost, and in this regard the XUV does not fare very well. As you can see on the screen, for the last 1.15 lakh kilometers, a total of 1.5 lakh rupees have been spent on regular maintenance, the regular servicing and the regular wear and tear parts. So yes, it's not easy on the pocket. This translates into a running cost of 1.3 rupees per kilometer. Secondly, the tires are very expensive, half a lakh rupees, and they will probably run for approximately 70,000 kilometers. So if you add in the tire cost and the servicing cost, it comes to 2 rupees per kilometer, definitely on the higher side. That said, my relationship with the workshop and the workshop technicians and the people who make the job card, and even the ones who follow up after the service, has been very good. At numerous occasions, I have raised a complaint online, for example on Twitter, and the follow-ups have been immediate and very good. So no issues in terms of dealing with the workshop people, but it's just that the servicing cost and the regular maintenance cost of the XUV are definitely on the higher side. Right then, so this was my detailed ownership experience of the Mahindra XUV, 5 years and over a lakh kilometers. It's still a good option in the market, but I'm not really very happy and very satisfied from an owner's point of view. So if in the market looking for a people mover in the same price segment, I would say the Crista is still a better choice. Why? Well, it's got a much higher resale value, it's much more reliable, and it offers more space in the third row and better luggage space as well. That said, the Tata Hexa is not a bad option per se, so do visit the Tata showrooms as well. What do you feel about the XUV and these kind of videos? Let us know in the comment section below, and if there's a particular car that you want us to run through in terms of ownership experience, let me know that as well. So till the next time guys, drive safe and do not forget to wear the seat belt.